What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So, unfortunately, things keep getting worse for Dr. Wendy Osofo and her husband Eddie. So, she has lost her job at the prestigious Wesleyan University after her arrest on allegedly faking her home being broken into and fraud charges. Let's go ahead and get into it. And so, in a statement to the U.S. Sun, Wesleyan University confirmed that the Real Housewives of Potomac reality star is out of the school where she was a professor following her and her husband's arrest for allegedly faking a burglary at their home. So, Wendy Osefo is no longer an employee of Wesleyan University, the school said in a statement on Tuesday. Wendy, who's 41 years old, had been teaching a course on reality television and social issues titled The Sociology of Reality TV. I would have loved to have been in her class. One, I love sociology. It was my minor during my undergrad, and I took a lot of social courses in grad school. So I would have loved, especially, her being a reality star on Potomac for so many years and just having that academic lens and that framework. I would have loved to see how she arranged the course, or even read over her syllabus. But this is sad. The whole situation is sad, but this is just another level into it. So the sociology of reality TV, which is now set to be taken over by another professor at the school, and that's another thing. I wonder, was this something that is Wendy's intellectual property? Because if it is, that she created, oh, you know what? I feel like I think if professors, because I was gonna say she should have taken it with her, but if professors sign contracts with universities, then I feel like they surrender like their research and any IP intellectual property that they do while they're at the university or they create while they're at the university, it becomes the universities, which sucks. But yeah, because I was thinking when I said syllabus, I was like, I wonder if she could take her course and materials with her and possibly teach the class online. But it would depend on what contract she signed with them. The course will explore the ways in which reality television can help us reflect on how different social identifiers such as race, skin complexion, and ethnicity operate within American culture. The university's course description reads, or read, I should say. For many, reality TV can be easily dismissed as a guilty pleasure, escapism, or trashy, while reality television can be labeled as an innocuous pastime. Its importance and its impact in American culture cannot be overlooked or denied. The description of the Bravo Stars course continued. Moreover, the way this form of entertainment reflects American behaviors and shapes or reaffirms thinking within our society around sociological descriptors such as race and culture should be studied. Through a critical lens, we will delve into the ways in which this genre of television portrays women of color, the audiences who watch reality TV, and whether responsibility exists on the networks who help create these shows. The course description concluded. So you can actually tell that this is very much from Wendy's point of view, from looking at, race, class, colorism descriptors. She mentions women of color. So this is her creation. See, that makes me even more sad because I know that when Wendy first came on Real Housewives of Potomac, and she was, like leading with her 4 degrees, I feel like she was doing that as a defense mechanism. And listen, I'm not defending, anything that Wendy and Eddie have done because with those 4 degrees, especially with him being a lawyer, one would think that some kind of, logic, philosophy course, whatever that they learned throughout all that time in school would have kicked in and they would say, it's probably not a good idea for us to, do X, Y, and Z in regards to fraud. It's not a good idea to lie to police officers or commit, insurance fraud, or, wear the exact same jewelry that, or clothing or whatever, items that we reported stolen. It's not a good idea to, you just, the whole thing, right, was not good. Um, but reading this course makes me remember, how brilliant Wendy was. You know what I feel like it is? I feel like sometimes, oftentimes, and Wendy has said this herself on the show, she felt so much pressure from her mother, giving her allowance and just keeping up with the Joneses. Even her mom, you guys can remember when her mom first came on the show, um, you know, she was like Wendy's complexion. And then when she came back, her makeup was like extremely light. And I know that colorism is a huge issue, not only here in the US, but also in Nigeria. Um, but it's just, there was so much pressure to be this, successful doctor married to this lawyer. It's like, just let people be who they are. Like Wendy seemed happier when she was selling candles or doing her YouTube show and just, living her life. But this course sounds like it would have been amazing to take. I mean, well, again, the course is still being taught by somebody else. So if you guys do, or are familiar, or anybody who goes to Wesleyan, in my comments, let me know your thoughts on the course. According to an article in the university's paper, the Argus, Wendy was on campus on Wednesday, October 8th, the day before her arrest. Students expressed their shock and dismay to the school's paper after learning about Wendy's bust. The charges related to events that occurred between April and May of that year. According to a detailed memo, for the couple's bail review, the state of Maryland stated that the Bravo Stars contacted the police on April 7th to report a burglary at their home while they were holidaying in Jamaica with their 3 children. I don't want to go through all of that again because we know that Eddie gave false recorded statements. Wendy's anniversary band. Okay, so Wendy joined the Housewives in season 5. It's currently in its 9th season. Okay, so I thought they were going to talk more about the course, but yeah, I mean, they're both brilliant. I feel like they, for whatever reason, decided because of the debt that was in the legal brief that they were, dealing with issues of financial hardship and debt. But that's no excuse to, make false claims to multiple insurance agencies. Like I don't know. But it's unfortunate because now not only is she being removed from Wesleyan University, she's also been removed from Wife Swap. So if you guys remember the Real Housewives of multiple different shows, but on Bravo, they were swapping lives with Real Housewives, just regular smegular in my Cardi B voice, Housewives. And Wendy's was supposed to be, I believe this week, her episode was pulled, so they pushed it back to the 21st, I believe. But that's even, another bag that's fumbled, essentially. Like they're fumbling multiple bags from this one bad decision. And word on the curb is they're going to go after, Eddie's license. Because if he's a felon, he won't be able to have his dispensary. So again, that's another income stream lost. It's just like when it rains, it pours. So I'm not sure what they're going to do going forward. But the good news is that because they are well educated, right? Even if they can't teach here, I'm sure they can go back to Nigeria and teach if that's what they want to do. But like I said, her creating this syllabus, she can create another course. Her and Eddie can come up with some kind of, not a scheme that Todd set up to be trying to defraud the insurance companies, but come up with some revenue streams that can get them back in the black. They both are, well educated. They have, sought after skills. Now, I'm not sure who's going to necessarily want to work with them, like I said, going forward, but just because they're blacklisted from, this university or Bravo's wife swap or whatever, that doesn't mean that she's necessarily fired from Real Housewives of Potomac. Hopefully she can keep that job. And then Eddie, I don't know if they're going to go after his bar license or not, his law license or not. But even if they got together and wrote a book, you know what I mean? Like that would probably be a bestseller, even if they wanted to. I know Wendy had started up, with YouTube. If they wanted to get a YouTube channel and talk about like the Chrisleys, they have a podcast, whatever. There's multiple ways that they could spin this, so all is not lost. They're both brilliant. I'm sure that they'll be fine, because we all make mistakes. We're all human. The longer we live, and especially like I said, this year has been really difficult for many people. So I wish them all the best. But Wesleyan University and Wendy are going to part ways. Like I said, it's unfortunate because she won't be able to take that course with her. But if she created that one, she can create another one so she can spin it a different way. You guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk with you later. Take care, Aces. Bye.